Good morning, everyone. It's Monday, 8:06 a.m., the 29th of April, 2019. Actually leaving for work at 8:06, so it's not so late. I'll have time to stop at the dépanneur. So this weekend I went out on every day at 3 o'clock. I went out for lunch because I only have breakfast and dinner. I try to have only 2 meals on the day of the weekend, like breakfast and supper. Not to have because I'm not doing anything, so it's pointless for me to eat so much. So I did 3 videos this weekend, which I didn't post. I didn't felt that I needed to be more negative again. I'm trying to focus on on how to be more positive these days with everything that's going on in the world and everything that's affecting me. And I tell myself that if I just start being more dynamic about what I'm doing and what I'm thinking, my energy will change more positively, and that I should put more positive energy towards finding a new job and earning new skill sets, and just a change of pace overall, you know. Like my nephew, I tend to get bored when I'm stuck too long at the same place, unless the job is very stimulating. But the difference between me and him is that I'm not starting. I've been at this for a very long time. He's 21 years old. He's just starting. So shifting between jobs should be like probably every year, not every 3-4 months. So he's pretty much screw things up for himself, because he will never amass any good quality of reference and working. So it's 1 step forward, 2 step back for him. For me, it's more like trying to convince an employer to hire me when I wouldn't say I'm unstable regarding being at one place for a long time, but I mean job wise is that I reached this point in my life where if I don't get a chance to be creative and do something that I really love, I'm not gonna want to stay there for very long. And this, for a company that is not working on developing product and making new things every week, it's really hard, because there isn't much demand for these kinds of employees. For me, I was quite fortunate when I landed a job at Trimble, and my imagination, my creativity was requested here and there all the time, and that was so fun because it gave me a chance to prove myself and earn skill points towards being more convincing when it was time to get a new job. And like I was saying, when the company closed, they saw the asset in me and the tremendous potential, that they say, okay, well, we're gonna check for other companies that does the same thing, and we'll try to sell you to these people to give you a job. So they went out of their ways and sent my information, my CV, my resume, my pictures of stuff that I did to other companies that were in the same field. And unfortunately, I didn't want to move. But if I would, I would have a good job in Europe. One company in Europe was doing the same thing as we were doing, and they needed somebody that was very creative. And unfortunately, at that time, I wasn't financially ready to move, to go anywhere else. I'm a married man. My wife works here, and all my family is here. So I'm not somebody that's very motivated to move somewhere else. I like it here. I spent my whole life here, so I'm not very interested in moving anywhere else. I'm an adventurer, but I'm not a traveler. If I had millions of dollars in the bank, yeah, I would love to move. I would love to travel a lot and visit places, stay there for 2, 3, 4 weeks, and get accustomed to the place and get a feel. That would be a great adventure. But unfortunately, here in Quebec, we're the most strenuous taxed people on the entire surface of the globe. I don't think any other country in the world, any other province in the world, tax their people so much. Of all the provinces of Canada, Quebec is the highest tax rated one. There's a tax on everything, and our taxes are very high. Just this year, as an example, because where I work, we don't have medical insurance or dental insurance. Well, I have to pay the government $635 at both sides of the government. 300 on one side, 335 on the other side, for the benefit of having your medical coverage when you don't even use it. So that there, it's already highway robbery. That I pay other taxes everywhere else all year round, and then I get my income tax, and usually I always says like income tax, the tax that you have to pay to being productive and working. So like, what's the point? Sometimes you're wondering, like, what's the point of working if I'm gonna have to pay so much on everything? Well, the whole point of working is that you contribute to society and you make the system roll. Because if the system stops rolling, there's going to be less and less people working and more problems. And this is actually what's happening right now. What's happening right now is that a lot of people are getting fed up with the system, fed up with the tax system. They're getting tired of contributing because there's no return. The more you work, the more you have to pay. There's never anything coming back to you unless you have kids, and then even there, when you have kids, unless you're on welfare, there's absolutely nothing coming back to you compared to before. Before, when you had kids, you had activity incentive credits and other things. So a family of 4 usually used to get about $3,000 in return in credit every year to help their kid prosper, do sports, activities, and other things. And that went down really, really fast with the new government, and they stopped all these things. And then with the retirees, the same things. They cut the tax benefit for the retirees. So pay more, get less, shut your mouth. Pay more for gas, pay more for food, shut your mouth. That's basically how the system is right now. So how is one supposed to keep the morals up and their energy up and try to be positive when all this shit's falling on your head? And with the salary that I'm earning, like I said before, I make barely $550 a week, and that's one job. And all those extra things that coming, I have to work extra work. I mean, my own company committed to supply that income, and on the weekend I'm already tired as it is, that I have to work even more. So that's really hard. And I kind of put my foot in my mouth last week when I told my supervisor that I missed a day of work to work somewhere else at my own expense, because it was more profitable for me than to work for them. And he was quite surprised. And I told him, it's like, what we talk about is between me and you. And I didn't threaten him because I like him. He's a good friend and a co-worker, and he's always been nice to me and very tolerant. So I trust him that he's going to keep his mouth shut. And I always tell him, and my assistant, Redwan, I always tell him that find something else somewhere else, dude. I'm sure you're capable of more. But it's not everybody has the courage to move forward to something else, and it's not everybody that has the skill level and the required tools to find a job somewhere else. Because a lot of jobs, they require French and English, and a lot of my co-workers are either barely bilingual that they cannot find something else. They have to find a job where it's only English, only French. And my friend, my assistant had one. He's stuck to a point here because his English is not that extreme. He's not fluent as I am in English. My wife is English. I talk English every day. I talk English with everybody. So for me, it's not a challenge. I learned to speak English when I was 6 years old. But for other, it's something else. And per usual, traffic on the highway. So if you have any idea on how to find positive energy and find positive thinking in today's world, and I mean today's today, please share, please comment on below. I'd be amazed to hear what's your coping mechanism, because all my coping mechanisms, they're starting to run low and they're not doing the job anymore of keeping me happy. So on this note, I wish you have a positive and productive day, and I hope on my side that by the end of the day I still have a job. I'll probably make another video at the end of the day. Have a good day, everyone.